What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of Trove's most obscurely wonderful glitches. Only a few of them, mostly because I'm recording this before the patch that's going to be hitting, which is actually going to be removing the wing glitch, which we will save for last, because that one's actually quite cool. So one of the basic ones that I want to show you all, this one's actually been in the game for a very long time. If you actually just start flying with your dragon, and you just type /epic pose, you can start flying backwards and sideways and all sorts of stuff, and it's actually really weird. Your character is actually coded where he's flying in the direction that we are rotating the character, so you can fly towards the screen, you can fly away from the screen. Naturally, he's gonna be pulling away from the screen, but it's just overall a very funny little bug that's kind of always been there with the epic pose, and it's pretty cool. I want to shout out Ender Ego for actually showing me how to do that, because I've known about that glitch for a very long time, but I never knew actually how to do it. By the way, I do want to say as well, just as a side note, I'm also using this video, you're gonna notice like the quality and everything like that. Also, my cam is at kind of a more extreme angle and stuff, just because I have like a much bigger monitor in front of me, and either way, things are going to be a little bit different, and I'm hoping that the quality is going to end up being very, very cool. So the other thing too, which is one of the most popular ones that we end up getting asked, is changing your head to the same head that the other classes have. So let's say you want to get the Doge head on the, well, let's say on the Tomb Raiser, okay? So you end up going to the Doge, go to the head, and then what you're trying to actually do is you're gonna click on the Tomb Raiser to swap over to him, and then you're trying to click accept as fast as possible. I don't think, oh, we got it first try, nice. So that is right there how you actually do it, folks. That's how you end up getting yourself any of the different character heads. You can do this with the Revenant and stuff like that. However, when you start going to some of the further away classes, it does become a little bit more difficult, and as you'll notice here, if we go right back into here, we are instantly going to swap back to a normal head. So long as you cancel that, you can still keep your beautiful Doge head, right? Let's just say, for example, I mean, maybe it's okay right now, but depending on your resolution, one thing that you can do to make it a little bit easier is see how the ninja, like the amount of distance that we have from, oh, let's say for the boomeranger, for example, he's actually very difficult to get the Doge head, but you can actually UI scale to 2. UI scale 2. Hey, there it is. Okay, so what this does is it makes it, oh, yeah, we got it. It makes it a little bit easier because it changes the scaling of the windows and makes it so that the distance between you clicking accept and to the other thing is a little bit different. So I'm so happy I ended up getting that, because one of the biggest reasons, folks, that I ended up avoiding doing a video like this is because usually whenever I do videos like this, these things end up getting patched. Now, I'm hoping that this doesn't get patched, because lots of people, myself included, love mixing and matching all these characters and stuff. Congratulations to Derpax, by the way, just randomly getting a shock. So then you can always just do UI scale 1. And with my current setup, you're gonna see that my UI scale is like really, really tiny right now. Because of the monitor that I have. So usually I'm actually running the UI scale at a different level. So anyway, then finally, the last glitch of the day, this one should be patched by the time this video ends up coming out, is let's actually go on to the Draconis right here. Stormy Skull, as far as I know, figured this first one out. Maybe he figured it out from somebody else, but he was the first one who actually showed everybody how to do it. So this bug was actually introduced, I think two patches ago. They ended up introducing this bug. It is fixed now by the time this video comes about, but you could just /pose, /sit, or any other emotion. It doesn't have to be sit, it can be dance and everything else. And then you just start walking after it, and now we can actually walk around, fight, do everything with the wings on our backs. Now, as soon as we end up getting on a mount or a mag rider, it's just gonna make them disappear. But it's very, very cool, the fact that we can, let me actually swap over to our Wings of Lunacy, because these ones are very cool for the example that I want to show you all. That's the badge wings. That's right. Give me them. So if we /pose, /sit, Lunar Lancer used to actually look the best with this because, of course, when you end up playing as him, /pose/sit, his wings kind of go behind him in a better arc, I guess I would say, like, because he kind of bends and hunches over and stuff like that. So it's very, very cool. Was a lot of fun to wander around like this, and, you know, you can roll, you can fight, you can do everything, except for if you go onto a mount and stuff like that. And then Pascal ended up figuring out this nifty little trick, where if you pose, sit. Oh, by the way, I guess before I move into this one, this next glitch actually requires the Draconis to remove your wings from your back, and you can actually create some really weird artsy stuff. But what you would end up being able to do right now with this is /pose/sit/pose. Goodness, typo, /sit over and over and over again, and it doesn't really show up with these wings, but we're actually creating more and more and more wings on our back. I'll probably like insert some footage because I was testing out some things with Joe earlier, and oh no, I'll put that footage in after, I guess, because right now I'm going to show you if we dragon mode while moving at the same time, you're gonna see some freaky stuff. So, for example, if I guess we'll just dragon mode just standing still, your wings get left behind. That's so cool, man. I kind of like it. So I'm actually using a cooldown flash right now just so we can end up doing that again. And these wings won't go away unless we end up going onto our mount. Then, of course, they will disappear. But the thing that's so cool about these lunacy wings is you can do some really sick, amazing stuff where if we start spinning around in circles, because when we transform into dragon mode, your character is naturally going to start facing the direction that the mouse is pointing. So if we spin around like crazy as we transform, you can see now we kind of created a little bit of a circle going on. You can do it while you're jumping, going in all sorts of different directions and stuff. And for that, I'll actually insert the footage that I recorded earlier with Joe and stuff, just messing around. The other thing, too, that we found out through testing is that the Balefire wings and the Soulfire, I think they're called, the wings that produce the bones, like the fire wings seem to be the laggiest for people and drain the frame rate like crazy because the amount of particles that's just coming out of them. But the bone wings, man, those ones seem to be the worst because they're actually spewing out fire particles and embers and stuff as well as the bone particles. So what I ended up doing, like what everybody ended up doing, was we would go into PvP, we would spam pose and sit like for the entire round, right? And then finally at the end, within the last minute, we would just run out of nowhere and just like it would like drain everyone's frame rate, like straight up. I was fighting against Wallow, and it's like he would freeze me as the Ice Sage, and he would only get like 2 shots off because his frame rate was taking such a dip that he would only get 2 shots off before his ultimate would already wear out, and I'd be wandering around again. And in general, everybody that I ended up chasing after on the enemy team would just run away. It's too bad that they ended up fixing this so soon because I really, really wanted to get some footage of that because I thought it's like so fun. But either way, you can see by the footage that I've inserted that it got crazy, man. There was absolutely fun and amazing stuff. So anyway, that ended up being patched, but you can still mess around with the backwards flying dragons, which is kind of cool for a little bit, but it's not really like that big of a deal. You can kind of mess with the different poses of the different creatures though, so it's kind of fun. I bet it would work with squeakers and all the flying mounts as well. I haven't tested it myself though, but you can at least now finally know how you end up changing your head. So thank you all so much for watching, dudes and dudettes. Of course, again, this is also going to be kind of a test video because I'm testing out some new quality video settings and stuff like that. So hopefully it's going to be as noticeable in this video with the cam on as it was in the latest blog video that I put up, which had just the gameplay itself. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, do not forget to Hadouken the like button, share, favorite, and subscribe to join Team Pixel. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.